Hello, everybody. Have you missed me? Been a couple of days, isn't it? Well, it was the weekend. We did have visitors, and so been a bit naughty. Been out for a few beers and a few sambucas. Woo. And probably not right, but you got to live, right? And to be fair, having weighed myself the other day, it looks like I've lost about 1.5 stone. I'm still a fat git, don't get me wrong, but 1.5 stone is it's pretty good. I'm happy. I probably won't be doing too much this week as well because it's my grandson's birthday tomorrow, so I'm going to see Peppa Pig at Peppa Pig World. Woo-hoo. And then I'm up in London for a couple of days with work, so I might be a little bit quiet unless there's something that really takes my fancy and my interest, but I probably won't be able to do anything walking wise, hence the reason why I'm trying to walk really fast today, try and burn a few more calories. Anyway, enough of my trials and tribulations. That's not what you're watching this video for. What you're watching this video for is for me to give you my opinion on all things Tottenham. So, there is some news today. There is some big news today. Ben Davies has been given a new contract until 2025. And I have to be honest, I for one, I'm alright with that. I'm okay with that. Fair play to him. I think last season he was probably, along with Dyer, he was probably our most improved player. I think working in a back three and knowing the job that he's been tasked with, I think really suited him, and it's really buoyed him along. And I think working with Conte, who has obviously had an impact in him in terms of his belief in him, has probably made all the difference. So, in obvious fashion, social media lets everyone know their opinion, or its opinion, should I say, and it's very divided. There are lots of people like me going, well, fair play, deserves it, and there are other people that are going, he's not good enough, shows a lack of ambition, wouldn't get into any other top 6 side in the Premier League, and so on. And you know what? It's very difficult to argue against that point, because it's probably true. Because one season out of however many does not make for a revolution, you know. So I have lots and lots of sympathy for that feeling. However, what I would say is that given that we've only so far brought in one additional left centre back and he's on loan, I guess the club are trying to secure players that Conte believes are good, strong players within the squad. That doesn't necessarily mean that Ben Davies is going to be number 1 left centre back for the foreseeable future. Doesn't necessarily mean he wouldn't get sold in the future. But what it does mean is it secures his position at Tottenham for a while and gives us his services until 2025 should we want them. Now, I'm trying to look at things from the managerial point of view, and I guess one of the things I've always stuck by is you need lots and lots of different skills, lots and lots of different personalities, lots and lots of different abilities in a team, whatever team that might be. It doesn't necessarily have to be a football team. You could be talking about, you know, a workplace team or whatever. Not everybody is going to be the star of the show. You're going to have the clown, you're going to have the hard worker, you're going to have the shirker, you know, all that different stuff, right? But when I look at what Conte's doing, what I see is him looking for certain traits that he banks on. Okay, and as a manager, I can quite easily understand. So, does Ben Davies give you work rate? Yes. Does he give you commitment? Yes. Does he give you versatility? Yes. Is he a leader? Now, a lot of people say that he is. I've seen lots of various reports from when we were playing behind closed doors about how vocal he was and how organised and so on that he was. So you assume, yes, he is a leader. So the other point, I guess, is Ben Davies prepared to do whatever Conte tells him to do? Has he got that commitment and that desire to learn and develop? Now, we don't know that, but Conte will know that. And that, for me, are the things that are leading to Ben Davies getting a new contract. Not necessarily his outstanding footballing skills, which, to be fair, is debatable, because I think last season he had a really good season, played really, really well, and also did really, really well for Wales. He's one of their best players in qualifying for the World Cup. So, with all that in mind, you have to kind of go, it makes sense. And like I say, we don't have many more options in that back three than Clement Lenglet. So the club will know what options they've got coming up in the future and what they're trying to achieve in the future, what deals they might have and who they're looking at and all the rest of it, you know. So for me, it kind of makes sense, but I do understand people's frustration and concern. But if anything, this transfer window has shown us that it doesn't matter who you are as a club, you can't just go out and get every player you want. Just ask Chelsea, just ask Arsenal, just ask West Ham. You know, when you got the likes of Nottingham Forest taking a player that they desperately want away from them, you know. So, you know, as much as we might say, oh, we want to buy this one, we want to buy that one, if they're not willing to come, or the club's not willing to sell them, or they're not in that contract period that makes it a possibility, or you can't offer them what they want, whatever it might be, there's untold obstacles that you have to go through. So, you know, it's not always going to be as easy as that. And also, I've got to be honest, I am now that we've got 6 signings in, I am slightly getting to the point of thinking, how much disruption is that going to give? I mean, you can see it, can't you, when they change the team on the pitch. Bringing too many players at once, it just throws everything out of kilter. And when it does that, you don't know what you're going to do and how it's going to end up. And that's why they manage subs as much as they do and all the rest of it. So, you know, I think you have to keep an element of experience around the popularity of the players and how they get on as a team. Now, it all comes into play. And we can only surmise what it's all about. You know, you can have the best player in the world come to your club, but if everyone hates them, they don't get on, then they ain't going to be much good to you, are they? Because it upsets the balance. You know, I refer to the Ronaldo situation at United, where they kind of, some stuff's been muted around that. So, you know. Anyway, so that's my view on Ben Davies. I think it makes sense. And we'll see where it takes us. And I think he deserves an opportunity for another season or so to see what he's really got. And it also gives us the opportunity that if it came to it, that we could sell him and get some money back, rather than him ending up leaving on a free at some point. So, you know, all good for me. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Up the Spurs.